What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in to Late Tubes. Today's video, we're going to be ranking the top 10 players in the NBA during this 2023 season. I hope you guys had a nice and relaxing and fun Super Bowl weekend. Now it's time to hone in and focus solely on basketball. This list is going to be based on skill, performance this season, team value to their team, and winning. Winning is going to play a pretty big part in this. So if someone's ranked a little bit lower than you'd like them to be, that's fine. Just let me know in the comments why you would have them higher on the list. At number 10, I was kind of having a hard time deciding just because outside of the top 9, there's so many great talents. At my 10 spot, it's a tie in my opinion between Ja Morant, Devin Booker, and Kawhi Leonard. Now, Kawhi Leonard's a little bit of a homer pick, but it just doesn't feel right to have someone that good and not in the top 10. I understand he doesn't play a lot. I understand the Clippers have seen their ups and downs. But I digress. I mean, he's still one of the greatest two-way players in the league. And this last week, he's had two 35-point games. You guys still see he's automatic from the mid-range. I don't have to spend that much time on him. Ja Morant speaks for itself. He's been boasting pretty incredible stats this season, and they're a high seed. Devin Booker was an MVP candidate before he got hurt. Now let's get into the meat of this list. At number 9, Damian Lillard. While the Trailblazers have been struggling this season, they did start the season very well, but then Dame got hurt. Dame has been having an amazing season. He's averaging 31 points, 4 rebounds, and a career-high 7.3 assists a night. And it seems like more and more it's just becoming harder and harder to guard Dame outside of 30 feet. Last night against the Lakers, he had 30 points at halftime. He's honestly the reason I'm making this video. I know you guys voted in a poll that you did want to see this video eventually, but I feel like it's no question that Dame's a top 10 player in this league, and he would be higher if the Blazers were higher in the standings. But for now, 9 is where I have him. At number 8, this might be a little controversial to some people, maybe not to others. I have LeBron James. LeBron's averaging 30 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 7 assists a night on nearly 60% true shooting split. LeBron has been clearly chasing the scoring record. We've seen Darvin Ham talk about it, and Anthony Davis talk about it, and Patrick Beverley talk about it. And that's fine. I mean, congratulations to the king. He did, create history, and no one's probably ever going to catch him in that category. Or maybe someone will. There's a lot more three-pointers taken this year. Or not this year, but in today's NBA. But the Lakers, they have been playing such a losing brand of basketball that I can't allow LeBron to be any higher on this list. And that's, like I said, just like his stats are great, but he has not been the best team player. Obviously, he's been, a little bit in and out of the lineup some nights with injury. This season's just been more about the scoring title than the winning. And honestly, when I was watching the Lakers last night, it looks like they're just throwing the flag in. Anthony Davis can't seem to get anything going on offense. Even though he had 20 rebounds last night, he only had 19 points, very inefficient. He just can't get his back to the basket game going. And I don't know if he has a lingering injury or what, but the Lakers, they just look like they've been fatigued for the last 2 weeks. I mean, they don't sit as the 13 seed for nothing. That's all I'm going to say about that. At number 7, we have Luka Doncic. Luka and the Mavs are the 5 seed, and Luka's averaging an insane 33 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists on 61% true shooting. One thing I've really liked about Luka's performance this season, just individually speaking, is that he's got that three-point shot up a lot. I made a video earlier this season talking about how I just am not a fan that Luka's three-point percentage has sometimes dwindled around the 21% or the 28%. This season, it's around 35%. I really do like to see that out of Luka, especially with the volume staying the same. The Mavs are the 5 seed right now in the West, like I said, and they're pretty competitive. I'm really excited to see what Kyrie and Luka look like in a couple weeks. Just last night, we saw that they were kind of having not chemistry problems, but looked like they were playing like, you take the game winner, no, you take the game winner. And obviously ultimately they didn't even get a shot off in that game last night, but that's okay. You live and you learn. People who are freaking out saying, oh, the Kyrie and Luka project are 0-2, you guys just need to stop worrying and fixating so much on their losses and just let them build chemistry and kind of understand each other. Luka at 7 feels like a very fair spot for me. I mean, some people would have him in their top 5. Me personally, I just don't. At number 6, someone who honestly was number 5 on this list before I switched 5 and 6 around, we have Stephen Curry. Steph has been dealing with injuries a lot this season, but it's no secret that when Steph's on the floor, he completely transcends this Warriors team. I feel like
as long as the Warriors are in the playoffs, they're contenders if Steph Curry's playing. He just really becomes and embodies the system of what Golden State basketball is. He's averaging this season 29 points, 6 rebounds, and 6.5 assists on 66.5 true shooting, which is honestly insanely remarkable. Steph, he's just a generational talent. There's not really much to say. Some of you would be upset that Luke is not higher than Steph. Others of you may be upset that Steph's not higher than the other people on this list. But like I said, a majority of this list is based on winning. And Steph and Luka do not have the best records, especially compared to the people ahead of them. Which is why at number 5, we have Jayson Tatum. Now, like I said, originally I had Steph ranked over Tatum, but I went back this morning and switched it just because the Celtics are just, they have the best record in the NBA. And Tatum's averaging 30 points, 8.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists on 60% true shooting. Tatum's been a great leader this entire year. Like I said, the Celtics are the 1 seed with the best record in the NBA. They just look so hungry and ready to run it back and try to get back into that championship. And out of the East, they definitely are looking like the favorites. I mean, the Bucks and the Sixers aren't too far behind. And before they got blown up and they were still healthy, I would say the Nets weren't too far behind. And that's why I have Kevin Durant at number 4. Before everything got blown up, that Nets team, I'm pretty sure in their last 20 games was like 17-3 or 18-2. They were on an insane run, and then Kevin got hurt, and the Kyrie didn't get the money he wanted, but that's besides the point. You guys know that story. It's very sad. Kevin's averaging nearly 30 points, nearly 7 rebounds, and 5 assists a night on 67% true shooting. He's also shooting the highest percentage at the mid-range. Kevin is one of those players where it doesn't even really matter if he plays a lot or if he doesn't play a lot. He's going to be in the top 5. I mean, it's Kevin Durant, guys. This guy is a generational scorer. He's a top 3. Depending on who you ask, he's a top 1 scorer of all time. He's truly just amazing. I'm really stoked to see Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and Kevin Durant, 3 mid-range killers on a team. I was just talking to someone in my comments the other day about how when you're in the playoffs, you need someone who can knock down that mid-range shot, because that's where a lot of the buckets come crunch time come to. You're outsizing your defenders and just back to the basket scoring on them. Kevin is just a seriously one of those players I tell everyone just appreciate while they're here, because we might not ever see something like this again, and you just got to enjoy the scoring while it's here. He could be higher, he could be lower, depending on who you asked before, is just where I have him. At number 3, we got the runner-up and MVP for the last 2 years, and probably again this year, in Joel Embiid. Joel's averaging 33 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists on nearly 65% true shooting, as the Sixers sit as the 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. He has been having an amazing season. Some people are calling him the MVP. Me personally, I'm not. I made an entire video on Nikola Jokic being the MVP. That's besides the point. Joel has been having a monster season this year, and some people are going to be mad that I have him ranked at 3, but it's just where I have him. I feel like he's an insanely dominant talent. However, he is pretty injury prone, and it took a little bit for the Sixers to get going, and that's not a slight at all, because I'm happy they're going at the rate they are going. But the 2 people above Joel, it's just really hard to pass them just because of what they do as a player and for their team. Like Joel as a player, if you were to say like, okay, we're all going to play one-on-one, we're going to see who wins, I would definitely have Joel higher on this list. But Joel just does not impact his team on the facilitating side of the ball that these next 2 players do. Obviously, Joel's a monster on defense. He's a monster on the glass. He's very quick in the open floor. He makes quick decisions. But he just, like I said, he is really just a one-man wrecking crew. And that's why you have him paired with someone like James Harden, who's just an elite level, above elite level facilitator. But at number 2, and I honestly had him at number 3 and Joel at 2, but I had to switch it around. We have Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis is averaging 32.5 points, 12 rebounds, 5.5 assists a night on 60% true shooting. Giannis is the definition of a wrecking ball. I mean, the Bucks, they sit as the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. He's been having such a great season, and Giannis is one of the only players where voters' fatigue has been so apparent. I feel like, I mean, if Jokic wasn't playing the brand of basketball and he wasn't as good as he was, Giannis could probably have 4 MVPs by now. Giannis is just unstoppable. There's nights where you see him get 50 and it looks like he didn't even break a sweat. Every single time I see a Bucks game on and it's close, I'm turning it on just to see what Giannis can accomplish. He's expanded his range to the three-point. He's taken him much more confidently. He's got a back-to-the-basket game outside of 12 to 18 feet. Giannis is just getting bigger and better and stronger every single year on not only offense but the defensive side of the ball as well. He rebounds like a center. I mean, this is another generational talent. The league is just so talented right now, which is why at number 1, I'm sure you guys could have guessed it, we have Cam Thomas. No, I'm kidding. We actually have Nikola Jokic. And Nikola Jokic, man, do I need to say anything? The Nuggets are the 1 seed in the West. Nikola Jokic is averaging a 25-point triple-double on 70% true shooting. He's leading the league in PER. He has the highest box plus minus in the league. His defensive rating is getting better every single year. He has the number 1 offensive rating in the NBA. Like, he's just Nikola Jokic, man. There's nothing you can do to stop him. You can game plan all you want. He's going to pick you apart, whether it's from downtown, whether it's back to the basket, whether he's diming and setting up his teammates. And Jokic has gotten a pretty good supporting cast around him over the year where it's just, he's just unstoppable, guys. There's literally no stopping this Serbian maniac. I mean, I love watching Nikola Jokic. I'll always say that if a Nuggets game's on, you guys should at least tune into 5 minutes of it just to see what Jokic is cooking up. But that's my list, guys. What do you guys think? Was it too much? Was it not enough? Are players too high or players too low? Just let me know in the comments below. I always appreciate you guys showing your support and just chatting hoops with me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay happy, healthy, and blessed. Peace.